Fantastic. What are the albums called?
Oh, just Chiara. No, there was no name on them. You know, it was just something I did for there, and something that was only available at my shows. You know, I couldn't find them even in the shops. It was just something
for promotion.
No, it was not promotion. They were sold, but it was like a souvenir of my show, not a business kind of album. You know, like something you take back home with you after my show, because it's been so many years they've been telling me to go, and every time I found some excuse not to go, because I was always afraid to go so far from my home, you know. So finally I was there, and I thought it would be nice to have something that they could take with them home.
Oh, so going back to the Romanian final, have you listened to any of the participating songs?
I haven't done it yet. There's two reasons for that. One, I may wait till tomorrow night because I like to just see it live. Because sometimes you hear things beforehand and they're not. Olivia sent me a link, so I may look at that tonight, or I may not. But the thing is, sometimes you need to go with your reaction straight away. And my biggest problem judging-wise is I'm a bit like her. I would be very exacting in my head, but secretly I applaud anyone who makes any effort to do something with their talent, and therefore I want everyone to win. So, you know, that's slightly difficult. not the ideal panelist, but, you know, the thing is, I feel that you will know when you hear, you know, generally speaking, I hear things and I go, yes, that's it, that's it. Like, I picked Lordy for the winner, I did. Well, actually my children picked Lordy. No, but seriously, you know, I do, and I listen to the Eurovision every year. I'm sure you do too, Chiara.
Yes, I don't miss one.
You know, you look at it and then you go, well, that's my winner, or that's such a thing, and they may not always be the winner, but you know that you've picked quality. You know,
yes,
no doubt about it.
Yeah,
I think
always.
Yeah.
So you have both participated in the Eurovision Song Contest in the 90s. You won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1993, and you took the third place in 1998. What do you think about the difference between that decade and the 2000 decade? Speaking about the quality of the song, for example, in the 90s, a lot of ballads and more quality songs won. And in the 2000 years,
more dance.
Yes, like Marianne and Sertab and Ruslana and Elena Paparizou. They're all examples of dancing tracks and shows.
Well, for me, right, personally, for a while in 2000, to me, I found it difficult to differentiate between songs over the entire show. Occasionally a song would jump out at you. I find the last few years there has been a change culminating in this year, which really surprised me, because the initial feedback on the whole thing was that people were saying, oh, it's not going to be a great year, but actually when it went to the big stage there was a lot of great songs in this, and I am so heartened by that, because there was a time where there was a lot of dance and there was similarities between them all, and you were going, now what one is that again? You know, because once again I watch it on the show. I don't necessarily, same even this year, I watched it. I think in the 90s, it's very indicative of its time. I think, you know, in the last 10 years, you could pick on one hand maybe how many classic songs have been released anyway for us. But then also you have to bear in mind that we're getting older, so what we will be looking for is different. I'm sorry to group you in with the old lady like me, Chiara, but you know what I mean? I think as we get older, what we want is different. Yeah. And so I love a lot of modern dance, and I love a lot of the kind of modern people, but to be truthful with you, I will nearly always end up falling towards a ballad, because your heart goes there. But then among the fans there are those who like the ballads, and there are those who like the dance, and generally speaking there the twain do meet, you know, and the same people will complain about the lack of dance, and the same, you know. But
like it was this year, a lot of people say that it's full of ballads and it will be boring to watch.
Well, it wasn't. Did you think it was boring to watch?
No.
Yeah. So people started that way, and then when you saw them on stage, people really rose to the occasion. I felt there was a lot of strong songs, strong singers, a lot of great singers this year. I thought. Didn't you think so?
It was a great show. Every year there's something they will say before the show.
Sure.
Either there's a lot of ballads, or there is this, or there is that, and then every year you watch the show and you enjoy it. And everyone still watches the show, and no matter how many people say because Eurovision has become this and it has become that, still all of these people who talk, at the end of the day, they are there in front of the TV watching the show.
Yeah.
Every single year it happens. So I think that in the 90s Eurovision was different. Eurovision was kind of something in its own world. You know, there was a Eurovision song and there was a market song. They were completely different.
Yes, that's right.
Now it's not. Now the market song has become the Eurovision song. So now it has become like one thing, and then that's why it changed, and it's good. And you have to keep. I always think that you have to keep up with change and with, you know, like I love ballads, as you were saying. I love them, and whenever I hear one, you know, I go inside my own world and inside my own cloud. I love them, but you have to keep up with times, and sometimes you have to do things which you don't enjoy so much, but which will maybe give you more in your career.
Okay.
Now, in Malta, PBS, I think they changed the rules that artists who have been at Eurovision are not allowed to come back for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. No. True, I didn't like it. I have to. Well, actually, I'm going to give you a secret. Tell you a secret now.
Can I record that?
I was actually thinking of taking part this year, and then the regulations came out, and it was like, Chiara cannot take part in the festival. I was like, oh, okay, that is strange, you know. It didn't feel. Well, maybe for the others they didn't care. The other two people who were mentioned, because it was me and this year's Thea and Morena, the one the year before me.
Vodka.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't. For me, Eurovision, you know, I'm a big Eurovision fan, like all of you. So I watch it every year. And I love it, and I love being there. It's something so big, and being part of it. And the more you go, the easier it becomes, because you go there, you know all the people, and it's like one big family having a big party for 2 weeks. Yeah. It's amazing.
2 weeks.
So
got like 4 months to me this year.
And you live, yeah?
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't like the fact that they tell you when you can take part or not, because as you said, if the right song comes by, you cannot just say, okay, wait a couple of years, because in a couple of years it might not be right again. So I didn't like it.
Well, you know, the thing is, I suppose people are trying to rejuvenate things, and they want, I mean, see, Ireland have changed the way they're selecting this year, and I do know what they're trying to achieve in there, but I think a lot will depend on what gets presented, if it's changed in any way. You know, they're desperately trying to find a way to be relevant, but my big thing is, if you have something that is quality, it should be in it, right? It shouldn't matter who's singing it, or where it comes from, what background, whether it's Eurovision or not. You shouldn't judge your selection process on what will do well at Eurovision.
Yeah.
Because nowadays to win Eurovision is very random. It's like 40 countries, it's difficult. But to go and represent your country well, you know, and to show, I think, will always show out. So, you know, that's what you should be looking towards. And stopping anybody doing anything at any time, really, you know, I'm not sure. And
in Malta, there's a kind of way of thinking that Eurovision has to, you know, there's a lot of singers in Malta, you know very well. And there's this kind of thought everyone has, that everyone should get a chance of going to Eurovision. Which I understand, because it's a small island and it's the only, maybe one of the few places we can go and really show what we know what to do. But as you are saying, I agree with you. If it's something of quality, and if it will make the country go maybe higher in placing, or, you know, do well and look well, you know, I don't think it should be like, well, now it's not your time, you've been there, it's someone else's time. I think it should be like, this is good and this is not good. And that's how it's supposed to be, but
Yeah.
unfortunately it's not like that.
Somebody had some rules. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll create our own. We'll do our own.
I'll do my own Eurovision one day.
Well, you'll be on the panel here in Romania
Yes.
tomorrow night on New Year's Eve, basically. We get 13 songs, I think it's 13?
Yes.
13. In the Netherlands, we know it's only going to be one artist group, three J's, singing five songs.
Okay.
Do you think this is a good way of doing it, to narrow it down to one artist and then choose the song? Or have variety like it is going to be here this year?
I'm afraid I'd get on my soapbox, but this way maybe you should start.
I've been to, like in 2005, I was in Greece international final, and Elena sang 3 different songs, and the people chose number 1. And that worked. It worked really well. Having said that, like in Malta, when we do the festival, normal festival, I mean, like where all the singers are there with different songs, it works as well. So I think it's just, I don't know, I think both of them actually work. I think, but you have to get the, I don't know. But
I personally think that it's very hard for an artist not to show its preference. I think, for me personally, I wouldn't do it because I couldn't allow someone else to choose what I sing. Right, that's just my personal thing. But the biggest thing of all is, for instance, my year in the UK, Sonia sang 8 songs. Did she do it? Technically, but she did quite a few songs. And the thing about it was, I could see which song she wanted to sing. It wasn't the one she got. But now she still sang her song well. But the thing is, how can one artist sing the same on every type of song? It's like even the X Factor thing. I don't get that. I don't get how you can do that. So it doesn't represent the song to its best, I feel. Even someone like ourselves who can sing many types of songs or whatever, I mean, I could give it a good stab, but I still feel...
Yeah, when you sing a ballad, it's different. Completely different. You give it more than you...
Emotions.
Yes. And having said that, when I went in 2005 to see Elena, you could see immediately which song she wanted to win, which was number 1 at the end of the day. So.
But I think
she gave it more on stage, and you could see, and that comes out to the people as well. So maybe that's why they voted all for.
But it's also, Brian Kennedy, his year, he sang 3 songs, and one of them was his. And surprisingly, that was the one that was voted. And so you kind of feel that, in a way, the whole package has to be whether that performer is right for that song. You've got, because it's a song contest at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's essential to have the right performer for it. Yes. And the thing is, if you at the beginning say, okay, you're going to be the singer. So what, do they write for you, or do they just select songs and then leave you to it? And then maybe somebody's written this fantastic song, but that I don't do justice. It doesn't work for me. Also, then I can't go and say to you that I'm going because I love the song. But it has to be your song.
Niamh, Kavanagh and Chiara, thank you very much. We wish you a Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year to you too.
And for both of you, eventually for 4th time for you and a 3rd time for you, back at the Eurovision stage.
At the same time, though, be good.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, but I need someone older, because this year I was the oldest singer. I just want to say that. I was the oldest singer on the stage. I don't want to be the oldest every time.
You were the best.
Oh, you beautiful boy! I love him. No, but it's true. I was the oldest singer. I really did feel like a dame. They did call me Dame Niamh, but I really felt that way, kind of flouncing about. And it was. I desperately tried to fight. I had hopes of 1 or 2 of them, but no, I was the oldest. By 5 or 6 years, I think I was really up there. So.